What's up, everybody? I'm Encore, and this is your daily reminder that tomorrow never comes. Meaning, none of our tomorrows are guaranteed. So let's stop waiting for tomorrow or some other day, some unknown day in the future to look into and to take action on things today. And for me and this channel, what you need to take a look into, what you need to take action on, is the crypto space. This is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. The technology behind it will infiltrate every single industry if it already hasn't. And so you need to familiarize yourself with it. This is not a fad. This is akin to, thinking now that the internet was only for email. All right. So I really need you guys to wrap your head around that. But the main point of today's video is NFT. I talked about NFTs before. I did a little rant on them. Why they're valuable or how they can be valuable. And I want to kind of dive in a little bit deeper today. We'll go over a couple of platforms, one where you can find NFTs, when they're dropping, when you can mint them, basically, and where you can find the rankings for them, not only just for the collections themselves and how they compare to other collections, but within the collections themselves, where do particular NFTs stand in terms of the rank of that collection. Right, and then we'll go over some platforms of just the marketplace itself. Two really big ones, and again, I'm going to focus on ETH-based platforms, so you can get NFTs on marketplaces, on the Cardano blockchain, on Solana blockchain, things like that. But we're going to stick to today strictly on the ETH platform, which there's two major ones. One is the mother of them all, which is OpenSea. Quite a few transactions happen over them. The bulk of NFT transactions happen on a platform called OpenSea. But another one looks rare. It's a competitor to OpenSea, but much smaller. So I just want to kind of run through some of these things, and we'll just free flow. And we'll just kind of see, what happens with this, and hopefully you guys get value out of that. So I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller, and we're going to get into it. So what I touched on earlier was how the market's been very volatile, and the crypto market is volatile in and of itself, but as of late things have really been selling off, and everyone's kind of been panicking, right? And that's kind of happening with the stock market, specifically with the Nasdaq. And for now anyway, crypto and Nasdaq seem to be correlated, but there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt around crypto space. So if you were to look at just the tokens themselves or the currencies themselves, or however you want to frame it in your mind, is there anything else within the space that still retains its value within all of this volatility? And the answer is yeah. I mean, it's definitely the NFT marketplace. So if you guys see this article here, it says NFT market booms while crypto market remains sluggish, right? And so this was first published on January 20th, and it's updated a couple of days ago anyway. We're not going to get too heavy into the article, but really what it's saying is if you can see that, Bitcoin's down, ETH is down, even down more so since this was updated. So since the 22nd, it's gone down even more. But NFT marketplace themselves is doing quite well, right? And they're saying, yeah, as of this article, there were the major losses over the past 7 days, and that even continued on for the next 2 days, especially today. But the transaction volume in OpenSea, which is a platform I talked about for ETH, was booming. It continues to boom, and OpenSea, like I said, is the mother of them all in terms of transaction volume for NFTs, ETH-based NFTs, and it takes up more than 90% of the total NFT trading volume. So quite a bit, right? And it's done. I think it's crossed 4 billion so far just in January alone. So quite a bit of volume, and resulting money changes hands, or assets change hands on OpenSea itself. Okay, so it goes through more and more of what it is, but mainly the gist of this article is that the NFT interest and value has been retained, even though the entire crypto market seems to have been sluggish or correcting or crashing, however you want to phrase it. So as the crypto market still tanked, you would expect everything to go down. Not so much with NFTs. And what I want to cover as well is, something I mentioned in my NFT rant, and it's usually the older generation, the older crowd, that really has a difficult time wrapping their head around what an NFT is in terms of why would it be valuable. You think, most people, what I hear to this day is it's just a JPEG. I'll just right click, save as, and we're good to go. What's the big deal? That is not the case. It couldn't be further from the case. Okay. Yes, they can be they are JPEGs, but there's a whole, ecosystem built around them. First of all, some of the art on this NFT is unbelievable. And so what's an NFT? It's big, the name, the abbreviation stands for non-fungible token, right? It's a one of a kind. So if you think of Bitcoin, you think of any other asset, ETH, these things, one Bitcoin, for me, if I trade it to you, or if you buy your own Bitcoin, those two Bitcoins are the same, right? There's nothing unique about your Bitcoin versus mine, other than the fact that you own yours and I own mine, but they are identical. With NFTs, that is not the case. Your NFT and my NFT, even if they're in the same collection, are two unique, different, and different assets within that collection. So there are no two same NFTs. Okay, they're not created equal, and so that one right there is just there. You need to understand that alone creates value, right? No two NFTs are the same. That's probably a better way of putting it, right? No two NFTs are the same. And so what makes an NFT valuable besides just them being unique, right? One is there's some utility around them. So whether that, is a social standing. Now, I know many people don't like flexing, using it as a social status, but it is what it is. The facts are there, and that is important to some degree. So if you want to put up, a Bored Ape or another NFT that's doing well, or you just like the art and it becomes your profile picture, that has a bearing on your social status. And even if people know that it's expensive, like a CryptoPunk or an ETH Rock, and then that's your profile pic, people know you got money. It's a flex. So that's the elephant in the room, right? That's what no one wants to address or really care about. But it's a fact. It's there. But outside of that, you can also get utility in the form of you get certain perks. So the next collection that comes out for the NFT, you owning one, now you get access to the second one before the public. You can get that. You can also get free ones that are dropped into your wallet because you hold the previous collection. Now, if you're looking at NFTs in terms of artists, they can, if you buy a particular NFT of a ticket, maybe you get a certain amount of percentage off on the next event they have, or you get free tickets, or you get backstage access, VIP access. All these different things play into the utility for the NFT. So this is not just a right-click save as. Okay. And then also on top of that, you can see the history behind the purchasing, the minting of the NFT, which is the creation of it, when it was done, which wallet it went into, what offers were made, who accepted it, and you can see the transfer. So you see the history of the transactions. So if you get a baseball card tomorrow, or a hockey card, or some kind of sports or collectible, period, you don't know who's owned that in the past. With NFTs, you don't know them individually in terms of your particular name, but this wallet purchased for this price on this date, and so on and so forth. So you get the full history. And if for whatever reason public knowledge comes out that this wallet is tied to this individual, if they made it public themselves that, hey, I used to own one of these, this is what it looked like, you can verify that, right? You can verify that they owned it, this was the price they sold it at, this is the price they bought it at. So that adds value to it as well. The next thing that's going to make an NFT valuable is scarcity, right? We talked about collections and all of that. If there was no cap on the collection, just like with anything else, it would never be valuable or valued as much, right? When you say there's only 10 of, 100 of, or 10,000 of, there's only going to be that much. Like in essence, like Bitcoin, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin, right? So if there's only going to be 10,000 of a certain collection, that in and of itself makes it more valuable. And then, there's always the idea that there's going to be future value for it, right? The price will go up. So, for example, if you buy a Rolex today, in your mind, and as it usually works out, the value of your Rolex goes higher as the years go on, right? So that's the whole point of the collectible, is that there has to be some future value tied to it. So those are some of the reasons why an NFT is valuable and can be valuable. And now I just want to roll through some of the platforms that you can use. There's one here called Crypto Skulls, Crypto Slam, and I'll put the links in the description below. But Crypto Slam, keep saying skulls. It's a very popular collection, Crypto Skulls. But if you look here, Crypto Slam, now all of these platforms will do something a little bit different, but they're all going to show in some shape or form the rankings of all of the collections, right? So in terms of volume or sales, right? That's what you're looking at. So this one here, you can, in Crypto Slam, you can see within the last 24 hours, 7 days, 30 days, all time, you can see what collections are where the most volume is in which collection, right? So we've got Axie Infinity, you've got CryptoPunks, which is big, and they'll show you the volume of it here. Bored Ape Yacht Club, these are two of the most popular ones. Mutant Ape Yacht Club, very, very popular as well. And it's just, and so we talked about, the blockchains that have NFTs on them or within them. You can see there's a variety of blockchains that carry it, but we're going to focus on ETH here, okay? So pretty interesting. You can just, you click them and then it'll take you to more information, right? The sales, all this kind of stuff, so much information. And then it'll go through the actual live sales. So you can see here, this CryptoPunk was bought for this much. And then if you were to click on it itself, there you go. So we talked about what's so amazing about NFTs and blockchain in general is you see the history of transactions. Okay, so you can see where the price was 2 years ago. This same one, very one, was $136. Okay, $136. And 10 minutes ago, it was sold for $181,000. That's pretty big, all right? And it's unbelievable. The price, and this is what I mean by the value has not only gone up, but it's retained within this marketplace. And you can just see it's just gone up and up and up. 7,000, 21,000, 38,000, 51, all the way to 181. And all of these, again, platforms will give you attributes. This is what makes, just like for any individual, what makes it unique from the other ones. I told you no two NFTs are alike. So it'll kind of go over, some of the characteristics, okay, that each of them have, and then where it kind of fits, right? So just this one has a cigarette. How many of them within the collection have a cigarette, a red mohawk, all that kind of good stuff, okay? So that is definitely one of the platforms that's used. A little bit more popular from what I understand, and I use myself, is Rarity.tools. So this is a good one. What's always great, and the whole point that I want to get through to you guys, is the secondary market that we see, the $181,000. When things are bought on a marketplace, they're always more expensive. I won't say always, but typically more expensive than if you were to mint them. And mint means creating. And I'm going to show you guys just a site, if I can find one here, where you can mint, or at least the option to mint. And so just keep in your brains, minting means you're creating. When you click mint, when you accept that transaction, right, things kick in. It's a computer software that's going to kick in, a smart contract that's going to kick in and create a unique NFT, right? It's an algorithm. Once it goes on the marketplace, nothing's being created. You're just buying something that's already been created. And typically the value on the secondary market is much higher. Okay. So here's another one, Rarity.tools goes through something similar. What I like to do, and what I've seen now, is it's really interesting when you can find the upcoming one. So here, if you go to Rarity.tools, you'll see upcoming, and all of these platforms will have something similar, where they'll have what's coming next, right? So you'll see and all of these things that are released, on what date they're released over here. So pre-sale, meaning they haven't been gone to the public yet. You can mint them directly off their sites. And let's say this was yesterday, it will say at what time. And let's try and find one where it gives us an option. So today, so if we went to this one, so here's what I always recommend. The best place to get information. So today is different, but let's say there's one that's far out. Let's pick one that's far out. Let's go with here, Mortal Apes. This one, well, it's not even far out. That's tomorrow. So you can see there's quite a bit of collection that's come. Okay, here we go. Let's go. So Coalition Crew. Let's do Coalition Crew. So this one's not coming out till Wednesday, January 26th, right? So here's one thing to really pay attention to. No matter what collection you find, if you were to go to a secondary market like OpenSea that I talked about, what happens is a lot of these scammers that come on here, they create a collection very similar. They'll call it something similar in name. They'll have art that's very similar, and then they'll post it up, and you'll see it's so cheap. Okay, that's because they're not the real collection. It's not created by the right artist, and it's not the verified. It's not the verified collection. So you guys really need to be careful for that, and that's why I always recommend when you look here, whatever platform you're using, they're going to give you that collection's actual link. Right? So always click the link. Here it is. This is official, and it allows you, and it'll say mint here. Okay. Now it's going to ask you to connect with your MetaMask wallet. If you guys don't know how to do that, we'll go over through one of those as well. And so then once the minting process is open, all you do is you just connect the wallet. You sign, you say yes, you approve it, and whatever's in your wallet, provided you have enough for that transaction, you go ahead and just mint it, and it ends up being in your wallet. Okay, but so this is what's key here is it says mint here, but it's coming from their official site. Okay, and especially when this is minted, you'll see a lot of these collections will have fake collections on OpenSea or some other marketplace, and it's not the verified one. So always go through the website itself. What's even better, because it's not dropping till Wednesday, so you can't mint it anyway, is you go to Twitter. You follow them on Twitter and Discord, right, which is another messaging app, and they will give you they'll give you info of when the mint's going to happen, and just it's a really good way to get information, even after the minting, but specifically before the mint happens. It gives you a lot of information when it's happening. It reminds you, and then it'll actually give you the link once it drops. Once the mint occurs, their Twitter page will give you the link to the official OpenSea collection. All right, so always go through there if you can. Okay, always be mindful. There's so many people who have bought things that they thought were from the verified version, and they're not, and those are useless, almost useless. All right, so that's Rarity.tools, and we're gonna get out of here. And another good one here is Rarity Sniper, and this is an interesting one. It does all the same. It does all the same. You can see what's featured. You can see what's coming. What the volume is, all of these, like I said, different format, top 7 days selling collectibles, all that kind of good stuff. What's nice about this one is if we go in here, so what I said in the very beginning was that you can find where your particular NFT ranks amongst the collection. So what's nice is once you buy it or you mint it, right, however you would obtain that NFT, you come in here, you find your collection on Rarity Sniper, and you put in the ID. Right, so if we were to take 4980, so this one here, 4980, okay, it's going to show us the rank of your particular NFT, and then when you click on it in here, it's going to show you the different attributes again, just in a different format. So for what's the score of that? So out of 100, and we're just going to see the percentage of how rare is it, right? So 0.46% have fur, pretty rare. Okay, earrings, not so rare. All kinds of things. Just the total trace that this ape has is 7. That's not rare. So all these little things, it's going to go through and give you some metrics about that particular NFT, and it'll give you a nice rarity score as well. But the main thing for me is where does it fit in the rank, right? And you're ranked number 9. So it's a great way to see where your particular NFT ranks, and that's going to give you value, an idea for your value of where you can kind of set it. And so here from Rarity Sniper, we talked about OpenSea. So this is OpenSea here. You can click on it and it'll take you right to OpenSea where you can make your bids. You can offer whatever you like. Doesn't mean they're going to take it, obviously, but you see here, this is 225 ETH is being offered right now, which is $546,000 for this Bored Ape Yacht Club. Okay, unbelievable, unbelievable. And what will also happen here is they will give you an option for OpenSea, but also for, we talked about LooksRare. So it's another marketplace. It's like baby brother here to OpenSea. Okay, and so just in the marketplace, I haven't used this one. I don't use this one as of now, but that is another option there for you guys. So again, guys, just kind of an overview on NFTs here. Really do your own research, look into it. My point of view is if you can find collections that you're interested in and mint them before, obviously get them before they jump onto the secondary market, you have a much better chance of, making a profit out of it if that's all you're in it for is a profit. Now, a lot of this stuff, and I have several NFTs also of interest of mine that I don't plan on selling. Having said that, everybody kind of has a price, right? I mean, if someone's offering me 225 ETH, who knows? Who knows what the answer would be to that? So do your own research, guys. Jump in the space, educate, and be open-minded and always ask yourself questions, all right? Don't look at this as another JPEG. You right-click, save as, and that's it. It's a joke. Real, true value and real abilities to make some profit as well. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.